And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Shadow Empire in our self-imposed challenge, People, What People? Where we're picking up the bottom round 92. Over the end turn, we killed 200 infantry, and we have 6 decisions awaiting us. One of which is presumably the peripheral mining from the last time. Back to the infiltration methods. Investor backing's nice. Corp discovery's nice. Bunch of good cards. Commander of Black, yeah, we got the money. We can make it extra fancy. National budget, we're going to leave as is. Org decision, we're not going to pick another organ up, although Secret Service is tempting. Tier Council, we'll leave it as is. We're going to extend a mine. We could extend the oil mine, but I think what we're going to prioritize is the metal mine. There's only 37 reserve left in it. This will be the last extension. We put 100,000 metal in the mine. After a successful roll there. Scheduled meeting with the aliens. We want to know their language better. And we want them to like us better. Progress has been made. We've got progress. They've made good progress. They probably speak our language better than we speak their language. Zone-wise, I know we want to do another peripheral mining.
Roger that.
To expand the empty oil field. Do a private investment on both zones. Nope. Private investment, not improvised IP. And then we got investor backing. The investor backing is going to be a little bit better on the small zone than the private investment.
Received.
Yeah. And we'll play the corpse discovery.
Roger that.
So they discovered the guns. Okay, so it's time to go tell the Military Research Council to focus on research instead of discovery. I think I'll take the infiltration methods.
Copy that.
Org, military, call you up. Adjust the priority.
Roger that.
We're also going to call you up, and we're going to change the research. Yes, it will be nice to have helicopter engines at some point, but small arms take priority. Because then once the model council comes off of cooldown, we're going to want to implement GOS small arms to all the units. Anyway, to deal with them, we can definitely push much harder into that territory. I think it was this hex that had the enemy, but because we don't have reconnaissance on them, we're not gonna jinx that. By trying to move into it. Trying to clear the supply base. That'll help with supplies going around the clockwise direction. But I think for the moment we've actually got a pretty good supply situation going on, although we'll have to replace the infantry that starved in the meantime. And of course vehicles are pretty heavy to transport.
Order received.
Okay, so hopefully the our investment inspires the public groups to buy up some stuff, which will generate us a decent amount of tax revenue. I could go for an income tax, although I suspect that's more likely to generate some funding issues for us, or generate some sort of tax revolt issues. Although Oh, apparently they're basically only paying because the civilians are making enough here that they don't care so much? Okay, I could probably tax them a bit more. It's those ones. What about these ones? Yeah, we could probably get away with some taxes. Higher taxes. Because if I raise the income tax, I basically double the income tax. It'd be another 13 credit tax on them. They should be able to handle that applications. So let's do increase the taxes. We'll have to monitor that. It might give us some more bad events, in which case we'll have to undo that. But for the moment, I think that'll be good. And we're up to with the 57%. Okay. Did we get another? No. Let's do some spy work.
Roger that. Roger that. Roger that. Roger that.
Get a nice amount of spies in on them. And then we'll cycle the turn. So I assume they have a road down the corridor we're going to attack down. So assuming we can keep enough action points in the logistics, we should be able to take all the territory from them. Okay, killed 600 infantry over the intern. We have 2 decisions around at 93. And here's the purple mining. We do have an empty mine, so that's obviously the one we're going to do it on. It has an ease of mining of 2, so this will be the last time we can expand that mine as well. You'll notice the metal mine is not showing on here, because you can't do purple mining on anything that's only got ease of mining of 1.
Roger that.
So we extend it just short of 100,000 oil. And we won't be able to extend it again. We'll take the ammunition off the traders, off the nomads.
See you on the other side.
All clear, sir.
Okay, that's maybe not the direction we wanted to retreat, but that'll work. Send in the armored vehicles here. Unless I can send in those ones. No. So I think we'll send just the armored vehicles in to deal with the local wildlife, as they're unlikely to take damage from the wildlife.
Mission
There we go.
successful.
Next turn, the road should be able to build using logistics points on that road. And I'm surprised we don't see a road down here. Yeah, it must be more proactive in tearing it up than I imagined. size, nothing I really want to play. Same sort of thing with the leader set. Have I already I think I've already medal married the governors, both governors, yeah. And the Foreign Affairs Counselor. Okay. And then we didn't have another Xeno one, so nothing to do there. Hopefully deal with him soon. Deploy some of the colonists.
Order received.
And then we can call up
Affirmative.
Slave Trader
Affirmative.
by 2,000 pop. Okay. Yeah, we're not ready to build a railroad out to there. I need like 500 more metal and a bunch of machine parts. The offensive looks to be going well. And then resupplying of the troops at the front line is also going pretty well, so everything looks to be going well. Let's cycle the turn. We get attacked. We didn't actually get away scot-free there. We took some losses. Killed 200 infantry, lost 300. There's the new artillery. We're not quite ready to do the infantry upgrade yet. Because we're working literally on the weapons that we'd equip them with, so we'll hold off there. Let's actually blueprint up a ultralight aircraft. New blueprint. This is going to be recon. I'm not going to bother even arming with guns, because it's going to be purely a recon plane. That gets us 6 hexes. If I up the wing size, it drops us to 5, but can we put more fuel in it? No. So let's drop back down to small, or tiny. Up the engine size, that got us more range. Okay, that's not giving us more range. Bigger engine? No. So I think we're going to get the best performance out of the light propeller aircraft with tiny wings here. Gets us a 7-range hex reconnaissance plane. Not the best. Could definitely do with more reconnaissance range. And obviously isn't carrying any guns, so it wouldn't necessarily be able to defend itself. But we'll go ahead and develop that plane.
Roger that.
As soon as that's done, we're going to do the pass, presumably on the infantry next. Offer to buy slaves? Yeah,
Order
buy the slaves.
received.
And then I suppose I could call up the slavers in the town. Light them up. Okay. So let's extend this road. pave that bit over. Okay, so that should have improved the logistics quite a bit there. Okay, so I think that's about as far as they got this side of the lake. Otherwise we just push down the corridor. Maybe detach a couple to do some form of hold the left flank as we go down this corridor. The lake will provide most of the cover once we're in it proper, but then colonists here.
Order received.
See you on the other side.
All clear, sir.
Okay, so you've got reinforcements you're waiting for. Everything else I think is reasonably stable. You don't just need to do anything about. Anyway, of course we're going to need to extend the road beginning next turn, and that might be the case like every turn, as long as the vehicles here don't find anyone. It's extend the road, move the units, extend the road, move the units. This is obviously the goal. 70,000, 80,000 people there. And victory score wise, we're actually in first. Our population growth has been faster than everyone else's. We're at war with number 4. Our planetary expansion hasn't necessarily been as quick. Well, I don't think I've seen them really grow. Right, so okay, it might be a little. Well, I think it was actually planet growth is actually higher than number 2's. I wasn't checking every turn, obviously. Although I think they were ahead of us. That's why they were higher score than us before. So I think we've just been gaining on them in planet. And yeah, if we can successfully run down this road to the capital here, that will be very effective. Because that's got to be a lot of population. We can see the spies are already telling us there's 80,000. We don't know how many is here, although presumably a lot less. Can we put some spies in there? Yes.
Roger that. Roger that.
Do we need to do any more peripheral mining? Not yet. Looks like we're probably going to have to do the water mine 5-6 turns. The oil will hold up for a decent while, it looks like. Although the first oil that's going to run out is not replaceable. It's gonna, when it runs out, it's out. Showing off the low abundance on this planet. And our troop reserves are growing, so we could definitely 4 or 5 more turns. We should probably be able to grab another brigade. And I didn't happen to get a Xeno. No. Okay, let's why are you so grumpy? You're obviously not growing. Low qual. Okay. Here's a good way to fix that. Well, permanently fix that. Temporarily I can fix it by throwing some money at the problem. There, that's work happiness over 50. Let's sell something off to get some money going. We'll sell like 200 metal.
Roger that.
And then we'll cycle a turn and continue our advance. Of course, there's a decent possibility we're going to run out of logistics before we hit that town. This is a big planet, and you need quite a few truck hubs to go from one end to the other. Okay, we held well. Yeah, dealt with 700 of the infantry. We have 1 decision. Discovered siege infantry. Okay. We'll probably roll both those, and well, we'll probably roll most of those. Yep, favorite design. So that was a pretty uneventful decision. Set. Private investment, yeah, we're still going to dump that in the smaller zone, because the smaller zone is the place that needs the investment.
Roger that.
And then nation level, we're going to roll the mission possible. We are getting almost to the point where we can succeed. This is guaranteed to fail. The question here really is, do we get a critical fail or a normal fail? Normal fail still scores us I believe it's half effect. Yeah, half of 2 fate. Oh, critical success is actually double, so critical success is 4. We're critical fail. Okay.
Engaging enemy.
If we can rout the enemy, they give up. We routed the enemy.
All clear, sir.
There we go. That's that problem dealt with. We do have a problem developing over here. It's not a problem yet, but problems that are not yet have a bad habit of coming now. Yeah, that wasn't a great fight. I knew they were weak enough that I could defeat them. The question was how bloody it would be, and it was probably a little bit bloodier than I would like it to have been. Okay, once again, we are outrunning our supplies, but... Okay, obviously the road needs to be expanded. Otherwise the units definitely won't receive supply. Okay, we keep coming down that road. Being cognizant of How quickly are we going through the action points? Okay, so we're looking at... what, so... 28, so about 4 more hexes past there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So past there, we're going to start taking penalties. So as we start taking those penalties, we should probably start thinking how we're going to deal with them. One option I'll start with is building a supply base.
Affirmative.
If I max that out and then hand it over to this zone, that'll give us another like 10, 15 hexes. Because of the AP extension. Okay, I want to save up like 5 turns of workers to, or five turns worth of colonists to hand over to the new zone, over to the zone when we do the handover. But yeah, if we do that quickly enough, we hopefully won't need to stop. Right away, we keep going. We want to deal with you, and we want to deal with you. Already recruited the replacements for the casualties. I think I started off with the cards this turn. Yeah. Almost forgot about the Xenon Diplomat. Good thing I checked.
Order received.
Success. They'll meet us next turn. Then... you're not empty yet. You got a couple turns there. That's not expandable. That will be after that one, obviously. The metal mine's gonna last a while. Okay, there's nothing really to worry about. We doubled the income tax. Isn't causing any riots yet. Oh, and it is helping to offset my outflow. So we're actually losing credits when we're not selling stuff, apparently. And we're having private buildings being built and then collecting 20% of that cost. Okay. Cycle the turn. We'll have to go take that back at some point. Suffer no losses, nor made kills. We have 2 decisions awaiting us around 96. Another private investment, another Xenodiplomat. Computing node discovered. This is going to be one of the situations where... oh, actually, this is a complicated one. So this is a good example of a choice here. Usually you get like 600 people or get like 100 people a turn. Right? Those ones, that's a no-brainer. You take the 100 people a turn. 50 BP turn, yeah, that's good. Gaining a whole tech. I think that might actually be good enough to warrant not getting the 50 BP. It's going to be dependent on the tech, right? So in this case, it's telling me it's going to give me radiation filters, and it says give it to me. So I assume I'm going to get it, wholesale get it. Now if I get it, that actually goes well with the Goth Small Arms combat armor upgrade. So I'm going to scrap it and take it. Any node gain the tech. So let's check. Did that actually give it to me? It did give it to me. So all new models will now have radiation filters. And that also applies to all the private buildings, or all the assets. I don't think it applies to the old models. Okay, so they've learned enough of our language, or we've learned enough of theirs, that we can't try to improve the language. I would like them to like us better, but we'll ask for some
Order
mercenaries.
received.
They accepted our request. Alien mercenaries across the border that are now in our capital. That cost 4 opinion with them. But now we have some mercenaries. Not very many mercenaries, it was just 2 units of mercenaries. But I can go ahead and probably replace some of the picket we have on this border. Free those guys up to go deal with this problem. Will probably be how we deal with that. And they start with action points. Sweet. Okay, so we free up those guys, start marching the properly equipped guys eastward. These mercenaries, actually, apparently, well, they probably don't improve very well over time, right? So they're 116 soft attack. In comparison to our existing guys are only 48 soft attack. So these guys actually do hit decently hard. Okay. The cav here are not very good. Or the war dogs there are not very good, but the reptiloids are pretty good. This group has some impressive attack and using very good rifles of their own design. I say, those are good rifles. Okay, and then supply situation down here. We are considered to be in good supply, so we keep moving forward. And of course, we want to hook the roads up and upgrade it as best as we can. We keep pushing the armor forward. So troops are having to basically run down the road because there's little opposition. You finished building. We're gonna need to queue up the expansion, and then the expansion, and then the expansion, and then we're gonna hand it over. Yeah, this is making some progress. We are about to hit the point where the front's gonna widen. We may need to slow down the armored vehicles at that point so that the infantry that are walking can catch up. No replacements needed right now. Secure that mountain. I'm gonna pull the motorized guys off the big duty up there. They can move down and get help with the encirclement. Though we probably want the professional troops to handle the actual shooting. Always, yeah, that's a good turn. We've apparently making more oil than we need, making more food than we need. Water's positive, bullets are positive, metal is positive. Could probably do with more metal, but we have metal, right? It's not being produced particularly quickly. And we're using it, right? So that's the other reason it's low, is because we're actually using it. Industry's good. Could even probably just expand the roads in various places. Where could I potentially get with some border shortening? So that would be a good way to potentially improve troops. We need to hold everything. And that helping shorten the front a little bit. These guys can probably spread out a bit. Okay. Try to straighten the border a little bit here. So that means we need to deal with that unknown unit. Hopefully it's not some animals. Animals are probably the most annoying thing to deal with on this map. And yeah, the supply bases will finish. I think I played the good cards we rolled. Oh, we got a private investment. We'll drop in.
Roger that.
Yeah. We've got the spies embedded. Then zone borders. Oh, they go oh no, I can't. This isn't showing me the. This is showing me the regimes, not the zones. They've got 2 zones as far as we are aware. So it looks like got some regimes on their border. Let's see if we get the spies into one or both of the regimes. No, we don't have enough info to do that. And they've already cleared our spies. We'll save up a couple waves of spies and we'll try again. So I'd like to know... Okay, so that's one of the majors. They're at war with the major. Well, maybe at war with the major. They maybe know of a major. Mazalin Republic. Their eastern border. Maybe that's where all the troops went. Maybe they went running off to the other border. If they did, that's not necessarily the smartest of things, but it works for me. We're very tempted to sell off a bunch of our earth metals. Because that would make us a nice chunk of change, but I'm going to resist the urge to do that. We're just going to cycle the turn. Okay, having a little bit of struggle, but that's not too bad. Mostly holding in most places against marauders on the front. Killed 7 infantry, killed 10 guns, presumably from marauders. We have 2 decisions on round 97. Yeah, let's continue to favor political power. We'll spend the money by the slaves. A little worried about the fact that it's gone behind me. I wanted to continue chasing you, but we're gonna fall back to secure our road. Okay, we got a loose picket made up of the armored vehicles. Infantry keep running down road. Guys running east. I might have the strategic capacity to strategic move them. Yeah. Okay, let's try dealing with that guy next turn. Okay. Gonna be short a few people, but let's go ahead and raise another brigade of infantry. And then, yeah, we want to seal the road as best as we can to keep the momentum going. That needs another turn to complete. Yeah. Oh, and we've lost so much spy reporting. We don't actually know where the capital is anymore. I think it's here. I think that's where we're going. Although I'll very happily take whatever that asset is off their hands. At some point, I think probably the rear guard up here is probably going to divert to screen this path. There may be troops up that direction. We don't want them coming up into our rear, but we'll keep moving towards the city otherwise. We have an investment to play.
Roger that.
Another 500 credits. It could be better. If we did it on the capital zone, we get like 5,000, but... then we get rid of the Xeno Diplomat.
Order received.
Oh, water's worth quite a bit. I'm actually gonna sell 1,000 water. I guess I sell it to buy water.
Roger that.
It provides us some space to actually spend money again.
Standing by for orders. Affirmative. Affirmative.
And I suppose we can interact with sealed door as well. We could open it. We're not going to do that. We're actually going to take the roll here. We're likely to succeed. Study the situation. Seems to be safe. What the quarantine passed? It must be long dead. So by doing that, we've gone ahead and got ourselves a little bit more in mind. Yeah, let's call up Dr. Frankston. We can close them down, which will at least be guaranteed to do. I'm not actually sure what Dr. Frankenstein's doing for us leaving him there. Provides beneficial advice every year now. We'll do nothing for now. Just wanted to check in on them. I don't think you've improved enough with your oration. Yeah, let's assume you haven't. We can call up the Union Chief. Let's reconsider with the monster. Want people not to go in there, or send a hunting party. We'll take the fist to get rid of the monster.
Order received.
There we go. We managed to kill the beast, although apparently we lost 500 security. Seems to made an impression to myself the title Monster Hunter. There we go. So that should reduce the amount of danger we're getting here. Did that actually take some of my garrison troops? Don't think so. Okay, so I think that's that, unless I've got some cards I didn't see on the turn history. No. Okay, let's cycle the turn. Okay, things are being okay. Not necessarily going well, but they're being okay. I think we lost 100 foot total? 100 foot total, so we killed 600 infantry at the cost of 100. We have 6 decisions winning us around 98. That's fine. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's fine. Let's accept this.
Copy that.
Economic Council. We still haven't hit heavy industry. That's really what we're trying to discover at this point. Literally heavy industry, and heavy industry. Which means it's presumably pretty likely to show up at this point. So let's swing a little bit more in favor of research. Because at this point, it's got one thing to discover.
Roger that.
Continue to stay at that balance. Charismatic Union Chief. I can accept his demand, I suppose, just to... Yeah, we'll accept his demand just because we don't want the worker happiness dropping. Schedule meeting with the aliens. We're going to give them money. Either they don't like me enough or they don't have enough troops to give me... troops. So we'll go with the give them money option.
Received.
And give them plus 10 happiness. Commander for the 4th Light Brigade. Yep, you seem like a perfectly reasonable infantry commander.
Affirmative.
Have a brigade. Don't lose them in the first engagement. Okay. Okay, we'll take a risk attacking this. Get it to surrender, that'll be the one less problem.
Require support.
No luck. Yeah, not enough action points. That may have pinned them there, so they hopefully won't disengage. Get up to trouble someplace else. Yeah, they were
Requesting backup.
fairly certain they hadn't actually wandered off very far.
Engage the enemy. All clear, sir.
Okay, then the concern is there's probably someone there. When we strategically move these guys, which is what we're about to do, let's not actually move them all the way to the front. Let's actually move them to this bend here to deal with that problem before they go off to the front. You're level 2. We're going to continue to expand you to level 3.
Affirmative.
And then we'll hand you over. Meantime, that's level 3, which should help a little bit more with the supplies coming through. At least the clockwise direction. Counterclockwise way, I think, is good. Yep, We could definitely do with more people in that city. And then I have the money for it, so let's acquire some people.
Affirmative.
Another commercial project. We've maxed that place out, so place in the capital. We can do Mission Impossible, at least attempt to. Critical failure. There was a chance for success. The chance, to be fair on that, was less than 50%, so not hitting it multiple times doesn't surprise me. And yeah, we're taking a bunch of territory down here. We're getting closer to where we think the objective is. We have found our first hypothetical resistance here. A couple grenadiers that are not going to stand up to tanks. And some shoots in. Oh, the grenadiers actually are running automatic rifles. So we'll soon actually outgun those. These will begin on the level of. We're 90% through Gauss small arms. And then as soon as we developed our plane with Gauss small arms, we're going to do a infantry pass. Although it might be a little bit complicated to get equipment out to all the people. Yeah, so that should finish next turn. The model design will be a little bit farther behind because it's 56% done, so that's going to be like 3 or 4 turns. You're barely working on housing? Okay. I did just turn that up, so it'll be a little bit better next turn. And apparently you're not getting as much research as I had assumed. I suppose it's spreading it out amongst things, right? So. Okay. Let's cycle the turn, see where we are, see how things are going. Oh, so I think reconnaissance-wise, we saw that the enemy panic-built a road to supply their troops, which isn't maybe that surprising since we seized the road that they had in the area previously. We killed 100 infantry. We have 4 citizens winning us around 99. And we have now discovered heavy industry. There we go. Got small arms of research. The diplomat teams are coming out in droves. Got a zoo project. So lots of stuff to do.
Copy that.
We'll give you your funding. Democratic activities. The leader is being opposed to this, so you're gonna get punished.
Roger that.
We're democracy through and through. I will take the hit by grabbing another council. We're gonna pick up the secondary service. We're still gonna hold off on the applied one, of course, but take another one of those. You probably want to move on to the high-speed machine gun. That's the upgrade for the MGs. We'll probably do a pass on the MGs after the infantry. We're not actually deploying it to any troops yet, so.
Roger that.
Although we could deploy that to the recon. The buggies could get some high-speed machine guns. So maybe we do want to get that reasonably soon.
Order
The
received.
zoo in. Let's do the team.
Order received.
got ourselves a meeting with the aliens.
We're under fire.
Oh,
Request
we
backup.
found local wildlife. Okay. Enemy contact. Did we hit the supply wall that we were expecting to be running into? Probably. Yep, that's basically the limits of our supply. Okay. See a little bit of more road, but we're gonna have to wait until we get another truck hub in to get the supply going a bit better. Or actually, but this upgrade will help. It's 2 turns out, but it will help. That'll give us like 4 more hexes of distance. Because I'm probably making the supply situation worse rather than better. Should already be able to identify where I need that. Thanks to be. Extension of 7? I should be getting more than a 7 extension. Interesting. That may also be contributing to it. If we're only getting a 7, we should be getting much more. So, if the supply base was working right, this would be far enough. Not sure the extension points are working quite right. Because we should be getting more than 7. But yeah, it's around about here, like here, with the full supply one where we're going to be looking for it anyway. So we can at least start building it. Truck station.
Order received.
And then we'll go ahead and dump all the workers in, or the colonists in as workers. Make sure it's got the workers
Order
to
received.
build that. And then when that's done, that should hopefully buy us a little bit more range. And if there are any more range, then we're going to be basically encircling the city. I think their city's down here. Victory-wise, we're still securely in first by a whole point. If we can take that city's worth 6.3 points by itself. Well, the rest of their territory won't defect unless we take over both their cities, so still a lot of, well, actually their territory won't defect, even I think to go over the cities. So it'll be a long slog before we get all their planet, but if we take their population, which is a lot of population, we'll be in very good running. Oh, org-wise, let's call you up. Swap your varieties. We've, for the moment, discovered all that we're looking for, so heavily focus on research. Already kind of doing that in the military. Model, I always favor the model design, because when you're designing the model, you don't need to be discovering new ones. Okay. And we got demands pending. Word score is reasonably high. So let's go ahead and I think we're gonna, like, we could take that fight, but we'll hold off one turn there. See if it pulls back. If it doesn't pull back, we'll take that mountain hex. You want to extend? We'll extend this to Sealed Road 2 hexes here. There. Yeah, we get a little bit better supply in that situation. Oh, we haven't moved these guys. Let's move these guys and we can attempt to clear this pocket.
Engaging enemy. All clear, sir.
There we go. And then, oh, I've been forgetting about that pocket. Should be, I've got more stuff to do.
Good job.
Okay. So we're gonna try to get that guy. We're in the situation where we can attempt to get rid of that one.
All clear, sir.
That's good. Get one of the guys on the mountain there to provide extra picket capacity. Extend this road a little bit just to get more supply in this middle area. We'll hold off on that. I think we'd probably do decently in that attack, but let's not jinx it. Things have been going well this turn. Oh, and I don't have any spare manpower to put in uniforms, so that's good. Walk down the road, you can walk down the road. And yeah. So we'll have to see how well this helps with the supply situation down here. If it really doesn't, then we've kind of run out of rope for the moment. This is going to be the last end turn of this part. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be a part up tomorrow. We're going to record one more part tonight. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. As is usually the case between parts, I can take a short break and then get right back to recording. So we're just going to watch over this end turn here, see if anything interesting happens. Okay, so we did a pretty good end turn there. We killed 400 infantry. We will have 4 decisions when we come back at the beginning of the next part, at the beginning of round 100. So until next time, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.